I've definitely got an addictive personality. Everything I've done in life, I've just gotten addicted to. When I first started getting into fitness, I didn't know what to do. So I swam until I almost drowned. I cycled until my wheels almost come off. And I ran until I couldn't run anymore. I got up at 4 in the morning, it was freezing cold, and I thought it'd be a good idea to go for a bike ride. I went for a 55-mile bike ride, something I'd never done before. I was about halfway, and I was in a bit of a mess. I was pickled. I had no other choice but to cycle home. I was fucked. But in my head, I was happy. We were just 4 young lads who had been given this gift to do whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted, wherever we wanted. We'd just travel around the world, partying from country to country. That was like 15 years ago now. Come and enjoy a few drinks with me and my friend here, Lee Dayton, whilst we tell you stories about our time on one of Britain's greatest shows, Dirty Sanchez, which went international to 64 countries to over 400 million people. Me and Dayton are going back on the road. This time we're going on the road touring, but without going on stage and smashing the living shit out of one another. It's like an evening with Pritchard and Dayton. So people will sit down, we tell them stories of our years in Dirty Sanchez, and then they have a questions and answers after and a meet and greet. When I was younger, I used to look at my dad when he was 45, it's like, fucking, he's old. So can you imagine what the youngsters must be thinking, seeing 2 45-year-old men doing fucking shit like that? Ah, that's not a good look. But actually 2 45-year-old men sitting down talking about their times doing those kind of things is more acceptable. I was bullied lots. I was in the thick class in school. They used to take a piss out of me in the college and saying I'll never make anything of myself. So I think as I got older, I felt like I had to prove myself. I think a lot of it is proving to myself and proving to others that I'm not that person that I was told in school that they kept taking the piss out of. I think I proved them wrong, haven't I? My friend had a skateboard and I used to keep having to go on his board without my mother knowing, and I used to hang out on the streets, because that's all I used to do really, is just hang out on the streets. I mean, what kind of life is that? But I really enjoyed skateboarding. It got to the point where I actually took the skateboard that I was having to go on to outside my house. Look, Mum, I can do this, I can do this. In the end, she gave in and she let me buy a skateboard. And as soon as I did get a board together, that was it. I was just skateboarding non-stop. I remember once trying to do a certain trick, trying to do a nollie, and I started trying it, and I just killed myself. I think I tried it must have been about 20 times. Bang, 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 bang. Just hitting the deck and cracking those concrete tiles as well down there. And eventually I managed to ride away from it, and it was a good feeling. It's the determination. A lot of people would think slamming down a load of stairs constantly is not somebody's idea of fun, but I like it. I met Dayton at the Cardiff Banks, that place where I was skating with the banks and stuff. like I said, when I met most of my friends, used to drink cider. Oh God, the fucking states we used to get in. I used to say behind the bar, no fault, if you fell asleep in the bar, you'd have your hair shaved off. I fell asleep pissed, and they fucking bicked my hair. Oh, they were the days, man. There was no worries whatsoever, no worries. There was only one thing in your head, and that was just to go and have the biggest laugh ever. And well, I was quite lucky, to tell you the truth, me and Dave. That laugh carried on for quite a few years. That night just went off. I think it was in France, somewhere in the Alps. It was our first snowboard trip. There was a load of us. When you're stuck in a cabin with everyone, you know, there's no entertainment, so you've got to provide it yourself. And we were trying to smash those little French stubby beer bottles. My head was fucked. My head was absolutely fucked. That was the week that it all started. Pritchard versus DAIN, and all the madness started and stemmed from that 1 week. One day I got a call from MTV. I honestly thought it was DAIN winding me up. We ended up going in for the meeting. And well, before you know it, we had their own TV show. Dirty Sanchez was the four of us just going around doing the most mental shit we could think of. Getting shot at, having DAIN's name tattooed on my cock, even getting shat on by a Japanese woman for broadcast on TV. There's no way you'd see that anymore. I get paid to drink. I get paid to fucking drink. I'm an alcoholic. And I get paid to drink. Huh? Looks good on your CV, huh? We'd go out, we'd get absolutely fucking bollocks. 1 point led to 2, 3, 4, and then before you know it, cocaine was coming out, the cocaine flying all over the fucking shop. We was getting blown up our asses, the fucking pills were going down our neck, there was LSD, there was fucking magic mushrooms, there was fucking crystal meth. I mean, at the end of the day, Dirty Sanchez made me, but it fucking broke me. I'm actually looking forward to going back on the road again. This time, it'll be more of a sober, tour rather than the fucking mental ones. I'm not worried about the fact that are they going to see Pritchard or are they going to see Mathew. I'm quite happy for them to see Mathew because they all know it's a spoken word tour, and they're not expecting me to go on stage and back the living shit out myself or DAIN. I went for a run. I went for a 6-mile run. Got into the house and just grabbed some money and I went to go to the shop. And as we walked into the local shop, there was some guy screaming at the woman behind the till, and there was loads of women and kids in the shop. I don't know if it was school closing time or whatever, but I just thought, man, that guy's out of order. I could feel myself bubbling up. And something in me just went, ran up to the guy, just grabbed him, chucked him out the shop. And then he was just by the doors, and then he came in, he must have put his hand in his pocket. He came in and just went, blood everywhere. I thought, shit. And yeah, it was a big hole in my neck. And I just sat on a chair holding this towel there, and I was literally just, I thought any minute now I'm going to go to sleep. No, I'm not going to wake up. But I was calm, because I thought if I started panicking, I'd make the blood go quicker. When the ambulance man pulled my thing away, it's just the look on their face. I like to look at people's faces, because that tells 1,000 stories to me. And I thought, well, I'll soon see how bad this is now, because when they pull this back, I'll see their faces, and they just went, and I thought, oh, fucking bad. So many things go through your head. You never think you're ever going to be in that situation. And when you are, it honestly is like a game of, fuck, am I going to die now? Is it going to be now I die, or? To pick myself up, it wasn't something that just happened overnight. I was exercising just to try and give me the happy endorphins. But then, you know, even that wasn't filling a hole. It was just a long, like a long road to get better, I think. The person you're seeing now compared to the person, I'd say 5 years ago, two completely different people. I mean, 5 years ago it was booze, drugs, rock and roll, fucking touring, smashing myself up. A lot of people find out that I'm vegan and I do triathlons. I look after myself, and they all just think they're lying. Until they actually meet me and realise, fucking hell, yeah, he actually is fucking looking after himself. I got to a stage in my life where I needed a dog. What do you want? Walkies? He's my best mate. We do absolutely everything together. Running, swimming. The only thing he can't do is ride a bike. He sleeps with me, eats with me. He even loves coming to work with me. I want to invest in something after Sanchez is finished. Things started coming into place, and I ended up with Sleeping in Dead Tattoo and Barbershop. So it was a massive step for me, a huge step. And again, I was just putting all my savings on the line. This is the biggest gamble I took, by far. And I got a flush.
He was the better part of Dirty Sanchez. Do you remember them?
Yeah,
crazy guy.
Jackass. British version.
Yeah.
Jackass.
I don't do that stuff. I don't know. I look after myself. I climb mountains now and do triathlons.
That's
stuff.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Matured, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got a bit of grey in the beard that way. That's it. Shows where we are, isn't it?
45 actually.
45. You dealing with it, all right?
Yeah.
You're all right.
Yeah. I'm happy with it.
Comfortable, though.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm doing just simple things, catching up with people, doing things like this. Why not on a Sunday night? Let you catch on.
Good to see you, boys.
Good to see you. Take care.
Yeah,
Take
nice to
care.
see you.
Nice to see you later.
Take
Bye,
care.
man.
Yeah.
Sleeping in Dead started when we were filming Dirty Sanchez. I'd been partying all night, and then they came to pick me up in the car. And I got in the car, and Tracy just looked at me and went, fucking hell, Matt. He said, go to bed. And I said, fuck off, Dan, I'll sleep when I'm dead. And everyone just laughed their heads off. And it's just something that stayed with me ever since that time. As I got older and the partying stopped, Sleeping in Dead was sort of put into training and keep it, like, you know, I do triple triathlons. Yeah, I didn't go to bed, you know, I was up for 54 hours, up for almost 3 days. So it's just, Sleeping in Dead means living your life to the full and just grabbing as much as you can out of life before somebody comes from up above and pulls you away from it. I think I dug my own grave, really. I think I've played that Pritchard character for so long, so many years, that I almost feel like I should be like him all the time, and I don't think that really helps my mental health. Mathew's shy, quiet. Pritchard's a fucking lunatic.
Let the games begin. Please welcome to the stage Lee Dayton and Mathew Pritchard. Give it up!
I walked into that building and I swear, my stomach sunk. Jesus, how am I going to do this? I mean, I don't know if anyone noticed it, but I almost got up and ran off stage. My anxiety got that bad. Inside, I was dying. I was hiding behind Pritchard. Mathew was hiding behind Pritchard. But then, once you get older, I can't be Pritchard. Fuck man, I'm 45, I can't be Pritchard. Pritchard will fucking kill me.